It was some K-drama, let me just put it that way to you all. It was some K-drama. I messaged her and I was like, "Oh, are you watching that too? Because so am I." You know? Oh my gosh, let's talk about it. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Humans podcast. I'm co-host Ashley.
And I'm Nina.
Welcome, friends, to season 2, episode 1. We are finally at the stage of doing things in a more physical, see our face kind of way rather than doing it with audio like we were doing for season 1. For those that don't know, that's why you're seeing season 2 rather than season 1, because that was just all audio. So here we are now, showing our faces, exposing ourselves, and letting that flow. The reason why we decided to do this is because we decided to do YouTube finally. And we kind of had that plan, but because we started October last year, we're new to this game. We're new to all of this. We have no idea what we're doing. We really don't. Not even right now. We don't know what we're doing. Everything's a flow. Nina had to send me a YouTube video before on YouTube itself. So if that doesn't explain it, then I don't know what does at this point. So we don't know what we're doing. That's why it's called the Daily Humans. We want to be for real and we want to be honest, and mistakes, fails, all the jams are going to be a part of our podcast anyway. So here we are, friends. That gave like a very small introduction on who we are right then and there. Welcome to the Humans, the Daily Humans podcast.
Yes, welcome you guys. It's so exciting to be in season 2 now with the beautiful Ashley. I'm so excited for everything that this season will bring because we definitely have a lot in store. We have a lot planned. We have some new
Yes, we
people coming
do.
by. Maybe even a new team member.
We have a new member of our team too that we would really love to announce to you all. Jay, shout out to you, our friend, our new editor, our team member. We are a team. You know how exciting it is, guys, to add people to your team? It is just, it's like leveling up. That's what it feels like, leveling up. Jay is just an awesome, awesome human being. And what a soul to add to the team. So excited, Jay. And she's going to love editing these. Thanks, Jay. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Jay. She's our new editor from California. So we have an American part of the team now, which makes this officially global, more global than we have been.
Yes. Because if you don't know, I'm from Aussie country. Oh, I didn't even put the accent on right for that.
I'm German, and if you couldn't tell, with the white shirt, the white walls, trying to control everything, very much German.
So I do have a map, but there's no Australia
Australia's
on it.
all on it. Yeah.
We're not included in that map. We are non-existent in that. You know how shocked I was when I got that map and I was like, where am I? Where I think the United States is off it. And that really brings us to season 1, episode 1. Long Distance Pen Pals was the name. And that was an explanation of who we are in some sense, just a small explanation of who we are, but mostly how we came to this decision to open up a podcast and put it out there for people to hear. Actually, no, it was a lot about our friendship. I was trying to remember what we actually talked about in the full extent of it. I think it was just like the basis of how we met and stuff like that. And because we're new to YouTube in this way, we kind of thought we'd bring that into this social media platform and just go from there. So everyone who's already heard it can hear the story again. Ah, we know you want to. We know you want to hear it again. It's a cool story. I feel like Nina can agree. I think it's a pretty damn good story to share with people. Like, hey, we full met on a pen pal site. And have you seen them now? They're all scammy and robots, full of robots. Because how do we know? Because we made an account with them just last year to see what it was like.
Yes, we've come a long way since we met, and we have truly come a long way in our friendship. And it's been years of growth and learning and evolving as individuals and together. And yeah,
Yes.
I thought it would be great to do a little bit of reintroduction to you guys, to anybody who's new to the podcast, to this platform, seeing us here, and it will be really nice. Yeah.
All over again of the introduction. And it's funny too because I actually had I sort of still do have my own podcast that I was doing, but just by myself. And I never actually thought that that I would do one with someone else. I was really hoping though. Was really hoping doing it by yourself has its experiences, but doing it with other people is just such a different feeling, for me personally. And then all of a sudden, Nina messages me and she's like, "Hey, do you want to start a podcast together?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, absolutely. Are you cereal? Like the cereal, like a bowl of cereal? Are you cereal?" Like, yeah. And then we just took it and ran with it, honestly. Why not? Why wait? We went for it, and like I said at the start, we have no idea what we're doing. So we kind of just flowed, and here we are today, still flowing. Still trying to understand all this. Even though I've done it, I just want to say this. I really still don't know what I was doing because even then, didn't know what I was doing. I edited like it was just I don't know what it's like climbing Mount Everest, but from what I hear, editing kind of felt like that. And I know that sounds extreme, but that's my personal experience of it. So again, shout out to Jay. Appreciate you. But Nina, is the one that created all this technically. She is the creator. And I joined in that pathway. She's looking at me like, are you
Ooh, the
sure?
creator.
You are the creator. Creator.
The executive producer.
Oh, 100%. It was your mind, your glorious mind, that popped this thought into it. And then you thought, yeah, I'm 100% going to go with that. And I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did. If you ever
Me
get a
too.
thought and it feels right, our friends, go for it. Because I'm so glad she did it. Truly. So glad to be doing this. It's terrifying and funny and exciting, but still glad.
Ashley and I have been friends for the longest time now. And the reason I even brought up the idea of the podcast is because we often have these super long phone calls, 8 hours, sometimes more, sometimes a whole day, where we talk about
Oh,
life.
yes.
Not just the problems, not just the way we're upgrading, but also about the silly stuff and everything in between. And so I have grown so much since being her friend, since I've known her. And I'm sure that a lot of you can relate as well in the sense that you meet certain people and you just click. Things just flow, they're in harmony. And when you're in these situations, when you are able to meet people like that, it really elevates the way you communicate just as much and the things you communicate about. And I wanted to bring the present that is Ashley and her wisdom to the world and share our conversations because I know a lot of people our age, we're towards the late 20s now. We're not being specific. Um, just joking. But I think a lot of people in our age group and maybe even older, there's no limit to that, honestly, can relate to the conversations that we have, the thoughts about the world and what daily living as a human is like.
Daily Humans Podcast 101. There it is again.
Yes.
It's what we keep saying when we were talking for as long as we've been talking about. We're like, oh, this is the human experience, isn't it? Oh, this is the human experience. Oh, being a human.
Yes.
Such a perfect name.
Ashley and I have a super, super funny story, as she mentioned a little bit earlier. She and I met, what, like 10, 11 years ago at this point? I'm not quite sure. It's been ages.
I think it's
Pretty
12
12? Oh my gosh.
because we met when I do believe that it was 2010. I was in year 8 because I remember signing up for that pen pal account. I remember suddenly finding it on Google. Yeah, I do remember it. It's been a few years now,
Yeah, it's been a while then.
and we were so young. Technically, we met, but we didn't really communicate as much
Yeah.
until later on. That's really the story as well, is
Yeah.
we met, um, and then we added each other on Instagram, and then we didn't really talk for a bit. I think we both thought we were scams. Each other was a scam or something was sus. I feel like we've had that discussion before. We've both agreed that we just thought like you're not really Nina, you know.
Actually, it was you who informed me that the site that we were on originally was full of scammers, and how you've had interactions with people who were
Yes.
like different than who they pretended to be online, catfish, all that. And then when we
Yeah.
met, when we had our first conversation, you were like, "I need a little bit of time." I've had so many run-ins here with fake people, and I'm like, "What? There are fake people here?" Me, completely gullible.
You could
But
so tell some of the conversations, Nina. I remember one particular person that I'm pretty sure, because obviously you're young and you're not aware into the extent of what's out there. And I'm pretty sure this person was pretending to be a female.
uh,
And I remember that they wanted to meet up. I was like,
that is
so oblivious. I'm so
petrifying.
glad. It is. I'm so glad nothing went ahead.
Yeah,
So really, at the end of it, it was just you. It was literally just you. And
that's
that
amazing.
progressed into Instagram when it was good. So while we're on Instagram, kind of just like going about our lives and not really talking as much, it was such a random thing where she posted a story and it was a K drama. And I had just gotten into K dramas. I had just been made aware that that existed because I really had no idea. I really had no idea. So when I came across one K drama, I think it was She Is Pretty. Or was it something else, Nina?
I'm not sure.
She Was Pretty? Is that what it's called? She Was
I
Pretty or
think so,
She Is
yeah.
Pretty?
She was.
Hmm.
There are two,
What did it
same
say?
title.
I think two.
Yeah, there's She Is Pretty and She Was Pretty.
The one with the curly hair and
She
the
was pretty.
freckles. She was pretty. She was literally stunning from the get-go, but we'll
Yes.
go there another day. Um, it was some K-drama, let me just put it that way to you all. It was some K-drama. I messaged her and I was like, "Oh, are you watching that too? Because so am I." "Oh my gosh, let's talk about it." And it kind of progressed from there, and then we got into the discussion of music. And again, I had just gotten into the world of K-drama, and then K-pop came into that, and I was like, "Oh, this exists? Wow, okay." And then BTS was, like, the first one, and I was like, "Do you know BTS?" And then that brought in a whole other discussion, and it just prolonged from there. It really just, like, unfolded from there, and it's so weird. I think a lot of you can relate to this, how weird it is to start talking to someone about something, and then it just goes into another topic, and then another topic, and another one, and it just keeps going and going. That's literally what happened with Nina and I, and then through talking about other conversations, we started talking about ourselves and our life and who we are, and then the serious stuff, and then having our own communication. Like, it's so fascinating to me, don't you think, how it evolved?
Absolutely. I think it's a miracle in a lot of ways because when you think about it, we are halfway across the planet. For a long time, we didn't talk.
Yes.
And then the most
Yes.
random thing happened to be the trigger that
Mm.
kind of collided us in the direction in which we are now and still going, gratefully so. Um, but it's so strange when you really zoom out of everything and see it from a larger perspective that it could have easily never
Mm.
happened. We could have easily not seen the post or not messaged each other that
Yes.
day. You know, it could have been so many variants that could have gotten in the way, and yet we are connected. And not only in our storylines,
Yes.
but also possibly past lives as well. So it's even bigger.
Oh gosh, yeah. We've dived deep into that, and we
Yeah.
will as the podcast goes on. We kind of no, we haven't really fully we haven't fully gone into it just yet. Sorry, I thought I was about to sneeze. I'm trying to hold it in.
My nose is also congested, so it's like,
It's the congest day.
yeah.
It's the congest day. It's like allergy day. I literally was about to sneeze as you were talking, and I'm like, I don't know if my face made a face. You know that
No.
face you make when you're trying to like hold it in? Like
You were good.
I'm trying to hold it in. I don't think we did dive too much into it. But it'd be a good conversation to have because the things that we have talked about, the things that have come to light, I can't tell you the amount of times we've just sat there and been like, this is weird, but in a good way, or this is just really unusual. Yeah, our friendship really evolved from a K drama. Isn't that just the highlight of everything? That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah. It can
K
be the
dramas are the
most random
reason.
thing. It can be the most
No,
random
literally.
thing that brings people together. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have messaged you and been like, hey, what color is your mucus?
What color is my what?
It's so random. Hey, if you guys want to start friendships really easily, just message someone. Just anything. Hey, what color is your eyes?
Yeah.
What color is your tongue right now? Are you healthy? Just check on them. That's so sincere of you to check if their tongue health is in good health.
Yeah.
What a loving friend you are to do that.
Yeah. Or they might just block you, so be careful.
Would you have done that if I'd messaged you and be like, is your tongue healthy?
No. I mean, it's just not okay. That's a weird way to start a conversation. You know?
Ashley, you're so weird.
Yeah, no, but we've grown a lot. I think the thing that I've learned the most since you and I have started this podcast, Ashley, is not only to share stories, but also how to listen. I think in our society today, we tend to listen with the intent to reply rather than to listen and really understand. And this podcast has taught me, listen, don't interrupt. Let it flow. Let it go where it needs to go. Don't try to control everything. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. But to be here with Ashley now from the point where we met on a pen pal site, what, 12, 11, whatever many years ago, to now being in
Mm.
our late 20s, having been able to share our 20s with each other, talk about life, really cultivate our sisterhood, that means more to me than anything. And I don't know about you, Ash, but I am just so much better of a person because of you, because of our friendship. And to be able to share that with the world is fantastic.
Oh, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. The experience is full of growth, honestly. Any experience where you're with people and your friends is an opportunity for growth in self as well as themselves as well. And that's what this has been, as well as our friendship and the unfolding of it from a K drama. From a gay drama.
Do you know BTS?
Do you know BTS? Do you? And I ask you all that. Do you know BTS? You should. because they're good. And also, just as a clarification, we're not saying the name. We are not saying the name of the pen pal site that we met on. So if you do ask, I'm sorry, it's not happening because we made an account. Was it last year or the year before?
Yes. Last year.
Last year. Last year we made an account. Both of us made individual accounts. And no, you will regret it. We had to wait 7 days to delete our account. 7 days. And on the 7th day, I messaged Nina. I was like, Nina, you can delete it now. I had to remind her. It's like, get rid of it ASAP. Because the moment that we made it, just we were bombarded. Remember that?
Yeah.
Bombarded with bots, scams. Like it's just we're not saying the name. Just putting it out there.
It's
It
for your
worked
safety.
for us. Yes. I don't feel like a lot of I don't know actually. I can't really say that. Pen pal sites might not be as safe these days. So even though we met, it was such a universal timing moment right there. Right. We're not putting it out there as a recommendation to the full extent of that. Even though we don't know all the sites, still, just be cautious. Just be cautious because that was a lot. 7 days, man. Who makes someone wait 7 days to delete an account? That was brutal. My email was just I don't know about yours, but my email was like going off from all their messages.
Yeah. Just
I
random
can't swear, but if I
people.
could, I know what I'd say.
Just random people asking to marry you.
Yeah.
Just
Nina said yes.
typical stuff.
So she's now
Of
moving to
course.
Sweden.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I've
Yep.
said yes to many men. Like, hello.
Yeah.
7 rings.
Yeah. Can you tell me one thing? Tell me one thing. One of them's from Australia, aren't they? Because
Of
you need to
course.
come here. You can't go anywhere
Absolutely.
else. You're gonna come here. Yeah.
Absolutely. One of my husbands
What's his
has to be
name?
Australian.
What's his name?
Steve.
Kangaroo.
It's the first name that popped into my mind.
Steve.
Steve from
That's a
Australia.
very Aussie name. Steve from Australia.
It's not an Aussie name at all.
It kind of is. Because Steve Irwin, yeah, he comes from a land down under.
Right.
Yep,
I was
that's a good
thinking
one.
Steve with a PH, like a Steven, but Steve with a
Ah,
V. Yeah.
Stephen might be pushing it more into the US category
Yeah, right.
potentially. But Steve, yeah, mate. Yeah, see, Steve, that's the one.
Yeah.
Please do marry him.
And I love
Please
Steve
do.
Irwin,
Make
so
yeah.
yeah.
Is he from Melbourne? He has to
Has to
be.
be. Has to be.
He better not be
I'm
from
not
Sydney.
into
He better not.
I'm not into Sydney boys. Sorry. I've never been to Australia, but Melbourne is where it's at.
Okay. Because if you're going to say Sydney or Western Australia, be like, Nina, sorry, but cut it, block it, get the candles, put the rope there, and you get that cut immediately because that's not happening.
Return the ring. Yeah.
It's Melbourne or nothing.
Yes, I
It's
agree.
like her future partner lives in Western Australia and she's in love, and I'm like, no, Melbourne. I said to her, please, the first place that you travel to, even though that's not really been the case, so the second place that you travel to has to be here. Has to be here because we haven't even met physically yet.
Yes.
We've only met obviously through here, through what do we do? Cacao Talk and
Yeah.
Instagram, FaceTime, I'm going to call it. That was our original. That's our OG.
Yes.
But you can't do more than, what is it? 59 seconds of audios on there and stuff. So
Yeah.
we really have moved up, Nina. We really transitioned when I'm really thinking about it. We went from Instagram to Cacao Talk and now we're here.
Yes. To a whole podcast.
A whole podcast with many more people to listen to our conversations. So if Steve's listening right now, you've got some competition. So you better get your gloves up. You better fight like a kangaroo.
Kangaroos are petrifying in Australia. I know you said they're not all like that, and then there are different breeds of them. But like the
Yeah.
ones that I see with the muscles and like trying to break through doors and windows. Steve, you have a lot.
They're bulked. They're bulked. And they don't even need steroids for that. That's just natural.
Right.
That's nature. No,
Yeah.
I hear you though. If they stood in front of my car, if I ever had that experience, which no, universe, don't even try it. If that experience ever is not happening, I wouldn't know what to do because it's terrifying. They just like stand there and their arms are like this, and they're so you can see their 12 pack. They've
Yeah.
got a 12 pack going on, but
Who is
it's
this
not just the
man?
ab part. It's all up here. It's all around here. And they just stand like this. And there's a full video of one fighting a man because I
Mm,
think it tried to attack his dog. You might have seen that one.
yeah.
And it's full like ready to go, like, come on, come on, I'm ready. I'm gonna knock you out so badly. I'm gonna send you all the way to Germany. 10,000 kilometers away. I swear they would knock you from here to Germany. I swear they could do it. They're so freaking like they have if you hit a kangaroo, your car could be totaled. Most likely it'll be
Oh,
totaled. It'll be
really?
done with. You
Wow.
have to avoid hitting a kangaroo because damn, that car will not be running on the road ever again.
Wow.
Say la vie
That's
to your
crazy.
car. Yep, it is. But it is at the same time, I'm gonna say this. It's a reality because obviously we're taking up their land. I'm gonna get serious with it. Like people complain a lot about it, and I get it because it's dangerous and it's serious. But we're taking up a lot of their land, so yeah, they're around. When you pat one, though, let me just say this: they look terrifying. But when you feed one, especially a joey or a wallaby, they're so cute and cuddly. Just show like they just snuggle. They're so cute, Nina. When you come down here, you're gonna experience it. Like you just have to. Even the photos that you've seen of me holding a wombat and that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a snake?
I love snakes.
Oh, okay. See, learn something new. I did not know that.
Yeah,
So you'd be fine here.
when I was a teenager, I wanted to actually have a snake when I was an adult, but then the whole thing came of how to feed the snake and what to feed the snake, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay.
Touche.
I can't watch that. I can't do that."
Yeah, I hear you. Touche. I don't know how people do it just casually while it's a lot. I just can't. No. Oh, I think then she'll be good because I mean we don't have you don't see a lot of snakes around here. You really don't. Like it's not a consistent everyday reality. Like there's not one in my bed right now. That's not really how it is. Or like hanging from the oh, are you there? That's not really the case. Like it's not in the aircon ducted aircon right now, you know. It's not like that. But they definitely do come out now and again. I think Nina would do just fine here. That's why Steve's gonna have to be second.
Steve has a lot of competition, yeah.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he knows how to box a kangaroo. I don't. I will just cuddle it and tell it I love it and it will be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be so exciting when that day comes though. We always talk about us meeting and how exciting that's going to be to experience that and hopefully travel and see what that's like. I feel like we'd be fine. People always talk about how when you travel with your friends, you experience other elements of that friendship that you haven't experienced yet.
Yes.
I truly feel like we'll be fine. I could just imagine people being like, we'll see about that. Nah. We've communicated about a lot.
Mhm.
Sometimes it feels like everything
Yeah.
down to the yeah, we've communicated about so much. Even just recently we've had communications that have needed to happen because of miscommunications. So I think friendships can evolve to the point where you can actually live together and you can travel together and be at peace. I truly believe that. 100%. Are you
I
feeling the
think
same way?
absolutely. I think a lot of that has to do because you and I both work on ourselves as individuals, and then we are also open
Yes.
to working things out. And I think that that is really the key to any successful relationship, but especially friendships. And I don't know how it is for you, but this is how I view it personally. It's like you can have romantic partners, you can have family, you can have all of that, but my friendships, my sisterhoods in particular, that for me is a soulmate connection. You know, like no matter what phase in life you are in, child, teenager, independent grown woman, um, mom, whatever phase you can find yourself in life, your girls, your sisterhood, that will keep you together. And that will keep you focused and grounded and connected to who you truly are because they can hold a mirror up to you in the way that you can sometimes lose yourself in. You know, you can lose yourself in life, especially as a woman. And so I think my friendship with Ashley in particular has, when everything in life has been kind of like a tornado, she has kept me sane and grounded and here and solid. And I'm just so grateful to know that there is a human being on this earth that I can have that kind of connection with. And yes, like Ashley said, we are planning on traveling together sometime soon, traveling Europe, traveling so many different countries. Seeing her in Australia will be a highlight of my life personally because I've always wanted to go to Australia and it's my thing. Like I want to go there. So,
Manifesting. It's
yes,
happening.
I am truly, truly so grateful for our friendship and for the K drama that connected us.
Don't really remember what it is, but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's actually it just popped into my head. I saw it today, this TikTok video where this woman wrote, I didn't learn love from relationships. I learned it from friendships. And I was like, "Oh, yep, I didn't learn love from a relationship personally either. I learned it from Nina. I literally learned it from Nina, truly, to the core of what that means, which is individual, which is different for each individual, I think. But I learned what it was thanks to her. I don't think we talk about that enough, which will be a good thing to talk about in the future, if not. Having platonic friendships and like the love of that and how supportive that is and how much you really like how we need each
Change.
other in this way, you know? Jeez, just think about all the things that, and I've said this to her so many times, the things that I couldn't understand, grasp, work through, walk through if I didn't have her as a support system through it. Her as a, she said tornado, right? We don't get tornadoes here. So I'm going to say like a big storm. Like it just keeps storming for days on end. And Nina's like, I think we can let the sun in now. I think the sun needs to come in.
Yeah.
So I'm like slowly letting it in. And before, when you don't have someone to remind you, you kind of just like, you can remind yourself, but it's always good to have someone to also guide you through that process as well. Very, very grateful to have her as a friend. And we've spoken about that a lot through our episodes in season one. And that's just reality. We really wanted people, and I remember saying this too, we really want people to see the true reality of what friendships actually are. And it's a different version with everyone. Our version's not going to be the same as someone else, but it is so possible to be at a point where there's connection, there's support, listening, as Nina's saying, hearing each other, validation, just really getting that understanding enough that someone can be secure in themselves. That's how friendships are meant to be. We all know what this human experience is like. We all know. We all know. Jeez. And having friends along the journey that can really smooth that pathway out, as well as you learn for yourself. Whew, it's just nice. It's nice not to always be going over speed bumps. Oh, it's so nice. Like it ruins the car after a while of doing that. So frankly, that's how I kind of consider it. Like Nina smooths out those speed bumps a little bit. And I also do it myself as well. And
Absolutely.
that's what we're hoping as well in this journey to show other people as well the reality that is just, it's so possible. It is. Who says it's not? You know? We just got, as we've both been doing, some healing and some growth and individual experiences as well that have put us in that category of knowing. what kind of friendships we want in our life.
What kind of people in
Yeah.
general, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with Ashley as well. It was I had a difficult life, as I'm sure many people have. It's not anything special, but I see my friendships and the way that I have grown from them as me having become fully human. Not that I wasn't a human before. I always was. I'm not an alien, not a reptile. Don't worry.
Just to clarify, guys, totally
Not a
human.
reptilian. But I was able to bloom. I was able to grow. I was able to know love and see love and know what it feels like. And from that point, it enabled me to be who I am today, where I can share compliments and love very easily without it being a problem or resolve conflicts because I see, especially with people who are worth it, I have to include that. With people who are worth it, you always want to make it work and you always want to put in the work to make it that way. And with Ashley, it's always been equal. She and I have been on level footing the entire time. And when it hasn't been, we've talked about it. It's been a safe space. And I see it like this, like in the midst of life and everything that life entails, she's a safe haven. Our friendship is a safe haven. And I'm just very grateful to be here because I would not be without her and without our friendship and our sisterhood. And that really means everything.
And again, that's something that we've spoken about a lot. And we also want to bring here everyone deserves a safe haven. We both know what it's like to never have it. That's just the truth. There's nothing deep about it. It's reality. We both know what it's like to not have it. We both know what it's like to find it. Even to go through the journey, I should say, of finding it and then feeling a little uneasy about it, questioning it, going back because we're unsure of this feeling. This feels a little sus. Coming back and then going back again, and then going back, and then going back again. That's literally the journey. Daily Humans 101. And we will unfold all of that through our episodes because nothing. We're saying all this now to all of you, and you're hearing it, and it's true. That's where we're at. But it wasn't all sprinkles and sunshine in not our journey as friendships, but more validating what that feels like individually and being in a space of being open and being in a space of being vulnerable, which is a big thing, being vulnerable. Yes,
Absolutely.
see, we both know. That's why we're
Big,
nodding.
big shake.
We just start banging like we can say the metal band. Just like start, yes, yes. So of course I have to take it there. We both know the journey and what's unfolded. And we don't say it as a way of sprinkle coating anything. It's just where we're at right now. We've progressed. We are progressing. We're still moving, forever moving, but we're here. And we're here to share that with you all. And we hope that you partake on the journey with us because we're going to be doing it together. Even though you're not speaking and we're speaking, we're still doing it together. We all have stories, right? Yeah. We all have stories. So you're all included. You're all included in this. Ah, the daily humans, the daily human life, the daily human experience.
Which is why I think it's even more special to include more people into this journey, hearing from more people, different walks of life. And it's going to be beautiful. We're creating magic, we're creating something special. And
Yes. I mean, we are spiritual, so
yes,
that's another thing. We're very spiritual people as well, and not religious, spiritual either. Just spiritual. How would you explain it? Spiritual, like universe. I do have crystals. I do tarot.
crystals are part of the game.
Everyone calls it the stereotype of it. Well, yes, I do it. I take full responsibility of that. I have a whole crystal section right there. And then right here in my drawer in front of me is full of my tarot cards. So I fulfill the stereotype. We're
Yes.
full spiritual beings, and that's also what linked us in our friendship is
Mhm.
the spiritual journey. I know she's nodding. In her head, she's like, "Oh gosh, yes."
Yeah, it's really a foundation between us because we have been able to build from that. We've been able to communicate from that space of like, hey, this thing is popping up in my life right now. How is your life? And it's like, oh, the same. Oh, it's a spiritual journey. Okay. I guess we're in this together.
Oh gosh, yes. The amount of times that happened, I'd message her and be like, "Nina, this is happening." She's like, "Yeah, that's happening to me as well." And I'd be like, "Oh, well, I'm not surprised at this point because that's just been continually happening for
Yeah.
so long now. We'll go through the same things at the exact same time. It might be a different storyline, but it's still like the same topic,
Mhm.
just unfolding a little bit differently. That's what I meant, really. And we like when we get into that in future episodes, oh, if she's comfortable and if I'm comfortable, the experiences we could share with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fellow spiritual beings. You probably already know yourselves how just oof,
Eye
shocking this
awakening.
journey can be sometimes. Yeah. The
Yeah.
awakening. That more than one awakening, too, more than one. More one dark night of the soul, too. Oh, I have a little complaint to make about that. I'm putting my complaint to the universe at this point. All right, we're going to flow it into the end now. Into the end game.
Sorry.
Avengers style. Avengers, assemble.
Unite.
Yeah, we're very spiritual people as well as many other things. Nina, what do you dive into again? I think you're just kind of like flowing
I'm
on the
just
intuitive side right now.
Yeah, I am definitely learning a lot these days. I'll definitely get into this in a later episode because it's a
Yeah.
lot. And I'm learning a lot. I've learned a lot about different religions prior, and now I'm kind of in the season of learning and healing some stuff as well. But I'm very much, I feel like I've always been connected to the big thing, whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
intuitively through dreams and things like that. And so I guess in my way, that's my little adventure superpower.
Her stories are amazing. And if she's comfortable in sharing them, like, yeah, she's definitely had some experiences. The spirituality has kind of been as well the big build in our friendship. It does have a lot to do with where we're at today, I think. So if you're not on the spiritual train, that's okay. That's okay. It's a free flow. But a lot of
Yes,
people actually,
absolutely.
I've seen a lot of people mention things like manifestation and universe. I don't know if you've noticed this as well, but I
Mhm.
feel like I've seen a spike of it in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
On social media, in people's songs as well.
Yeah.
Even just in the general public, you hear people talking about, "Oh, I have to tell you all this story." And I think I told Nina this story. So I was coming back from holiday with my family, and no, no, was it recently? No, sorry, it was recently. I was coming back from a little birthday trip from my brother and my friend, and we stopped at a service station to get some food, and I'm waiting for a hot chocolate, and I'm standing there, and I can hear one of the ladies say, like the one making the barista. I was trying to think of the name. She was like, "I'm really manifesting that. I've put it on my vision board." Like she was full talking about it, and
Oh,
I wasn't eavesdropping. I just heard manifestation, and my ears like perked. It's like thinking to myself, "I hope your manifestation is going to come true. Like I hope it all works out for you." Like, may you be blessed. Like, that's all I was thinking. And I'm thinking, this is so before tapping into that, I would never hear this stuff. But now I feel like I'm hearing it more and more and more out there.
true.
And it's so cool to experience.
Yes, it's absolutely exciting. I'm so, so excited. As I've said like a billion times since we've started this episode, I am sure and aware, and I'm manifesting this for the both of us. in this podcast and for our futures that it will only get better and better. I'm so excited for you guys to join us. Thank you for listening or watching, and
Yes.
let's keep going. Let's keep this love train going.
Oh gosh, yes. And if you don't jump on, well, put it this way, you will eventually because why not? We're not charging for the ride, so
It's
you
free.
might as well. And we
Yeah.
play music too.
Ooh.
Do you know BTS? Ask everyone that comes on the train. Do you know BTS? Do you? Do you know who Nickelback is? What
Oh
what
my gosh.
generation were you born into? 19?
Yeah.
96? Oh yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
we're 1996. Yeah, both of us. Yes, 27
Same age.
and thriving.
Mhm.
What is it, 30 and thriving? No, we're 27
30,
and
40,
thriving.
and thriving. Yes.
That's it, 30, 30 and thriving. Yes, we're 27-year-olds heading the 28 mark and looking forward to that milestone. You'll definitely be made all aware of that journey of turning 28. Another full
Absolutely.
episode that will be because geez, 28,
Yeah.
man. 2 more years and that's done.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, that's for another episode because we've actually reached the end of episode 1, season 2. It's gone so fast. So we've reached the end. Thank you all so much for joining us on this train. Remember, it's free and watch out for the next one, which is every Sunday.
Every
Every Sunday fun
Sunday.
day, which we should have
See
said
you
at the
next
start.
weekend.
But like we said, we'll see you next weekend, friends. Until
Bye.
then.